Well, now that Japan seems to have finished its little self-sufficiency quest with Siam, what is your next list on your agenda? What's the next tick? You still looking at those colony annexations?
Yeah, I'm still looking at it and waiting for my my blah 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 my economy to stabilize.
Oh yeah? I see you're still building a fuck ton of oil.
Oh yeah.
So I see that's gonna take a bit.
Well, I went from about 60,000 barrels in production to about 158,000 barrels now in production.
Yeah, you're starting to reach self-sufficiency. You're now on the top producers in the world, actually. You've made the list.
I've made the list, yeah. I think I'm, what, 5th?
You are the 8th largest producer of oil in the world, and the 7th largest consumer.
Shit, look, you pumping out 3 million fucking barrels a day.
I haven't expanded my production at all, either.
I know. That's what's scary.
I've barely expanded my resource production. I haven't even expanded my rubber production since the start of the game, really. But I'm amassing a lot of money.
I see that. Yeah, only 60 billion. You shooting for $1 trillion?
Well, I gotta
$1 trillion with no debt.
Mexico breaks relations with the UK. Ooh, interesting. That no debt part's probably the best part. Literally nobody else in the world even has 10 billion, and I have 60 billion. The best part is I've been giving money to other countries.
I think I've pretty much matched you, except I've just been spending all of it. Ooh, but I am now the second exporter for rubber.
Oh, are you? Let me look at that. I haven't looked at those statistics. You are the 2nd largest producer of rubber there is. You actually produce more rubber than the Dutch East Indies currently does. Although I think a lot of their rubber is untapped.
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of it's untapped. But you are producing more than the Dutch East Indies is. I'm the 5th largest producer of rubber, even though I barely produce any. I'm the largest consumer of it, though, so you're exporting to me.
That's fine. Buy my shit.
I mean, I could buy your shit.
And sell me all your technologies.
Haha, be funny. A new alliance. Italy and Spain formed an alliance. Oh, that's interesting. That's not historical at all.
That's going to be interesting as hell.
That is really, really interesting. Because if Italy attacks France and gets, like, to the southern border with Spain, Spain will help them fight France. Ooh, that's really cool. That's actually really, really cool. And then if Germany betrays Italy, Spain might help Italy fight Germany, or if Italy betrays Germany, whatever order that goes in. Italy, or Europe, is going to be a hellhole. I have one ally over there, and I picked someone that isn't even involved in the wars, ever. Portugal.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say Ireland.
No, I've already allied with Portugal. They are my ally. Are you kidding? Ireland? They're literally bordering the UK.
Yeah, but they don't get involved in a war.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's an event for it in this game, but historically, the UK did invade them.
Oh, they invaded Ireland?
Historically, they did, yes.
Oh.
They showed up with their navy and military. They took over the 2 southern ports that you see in Ireland, and then they said, "Aight, this is mine now. Problem?" Ireland said, "Yeah." UK said, "You gonna do anything about it?" They said, "No." UK said, "Good. Aight, we'll give this back to you when the war's over." Alright, I think it's time to invade Liberia. There's little reason to put this off any longer. Insert whistling noises here. Alright, so we're gonna get these rangers moving.
Liberia.
I'm here to take the slaves back. This is an internal matter, alright? We paid for them to come here. We paid for them to live here. Alright, Abraham Lincoln himself helped fund this. I'm just reclaiming part of my country. That's all that's happening. And when we take this, we'll have access to a lot more rubber. And they barely have any pop, so it won't set us back pop-wise very much. So this is going to be pretty good for us. Makes the world hate us a little bit more. It's going to hurt our actual immigration and population growth a little bit, yeah. Our births are doing pretty well, though. They have no military to oppose us. All they have is old, pre-World War II, literally, like, just post-World War I infantry. This is my country now. I'm taking back the slaves. Ooh, the UK wants to sell me military goods. Yes, please. Thank you very much. I'm glad you see I'm having a problem with it. And I'm just marching on their capital, and it's going to be okay. They have a barracks here, too. They don't have any military production, but they have a barracks on Monrovia, so I can pretty much stay put here. I don't even need a port here, technically speaking, but I can get a port over here. I can do it. This area would definitely need some infrastructure. It's a fucking jungle. If all I have over here are rangers, then I guess it doesn't matter very much. But at least with the barracks here, I can repair my units. And Monrovia falls. Basically, everything nearby is falling. They have some garrisons up. Really nothing impressive. Look at them. They got some small, like, African huts. For some reason, the game thinks that Liberia is a bunch of African tribesmen. There we go. We took their capital. It was that easy. Treasury benefits. There you go. Now, will they keep fighting? That's the real question. They might. I've been funding against their military, but their funding has been pretty high. So they're going to fight into Buchanan at least. We'll just get our troops moving on Buchanan. See, the Rangers, they move slowly but surely. Let's speed it up a little bit just to speed up their little progress there. I'll just set my guys on a nice, fine walk through the country. All I really want from them is their production. I don't really need anything else. I don't need their coal production. I don't need their industry goods. All I want is their rubber. Rubber and maybe some natural resources in the long run. Any ind mids, any coal, all that stuff can go. I'm not going to need any of it. They have some cons mids too. I'll do the rest of that once I actually get... Oh, well, I just literally stepped on this new capital, so that's funny. UK selling me some more military goods. Alright, there's only one more village. Nope, there are 2 more villages left, actually. And the furthest one is the one that they are using. I will find it so funny if Italy starts a 3rd sphere in this war. And ends up giving Germany, like, an indefinite fight. It'll be hell. A 3-way war in fucking Europe. The efficiency of my Rangers is lowering a little bit. Might be because of a lack of overall supplies, what I'm actually seeing, but it should be fine. There's only 1 town left. There's nothing else to capture here. So let's go back over to Monrovia, which is a lot smaller now that it's not a capital. I could use a military production over here, but I don't know if I'm even really gonna bother. I could bother. I could make it like it's an independent little military area. Build a little bit of military production so that in case, you know, if France falls, if Britain falls, and Africa becomes a big old realm by itself, I could end up maybe fighting over Africa or something. I don't know. They had a garrison up here on the new capital, but the new capital's now mine. So this should fall pretty quickly. Keep accepting any military goods the UK wants to throw at me. And there you go, Liberia's dead. Let me get all these Rangers going back to the capital.
Congratulations, you recaptured Liberia.
Yes, Liberia is now mine. I've reclaimed the American population that lived here. And I am going to bring wealth, prosperity, and rejuvenation to the black population that we let come over here.
And all your wonderful segregation.
No, we don't do that anymore.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that was
No.
Oh, okay, good. You know,
that's done.
Thought for
That's
sure
done.
you know, thought for sure America did that at one point.
No.
Never? No? Oh, really? Oh.
No. Our inflation's going down, unemployment's going up. That war lowering our tourism helped a lot. Our infrastructure is now getting over due to certain technologies. I'm going to leave it as is for right now because it's also boosting our production. We do have all the rubber we just took, and now we are producing a lot more rubber.
Going on like an oil building spree.
I have replaced Liberia as the 4th largest rubber producing nation. So I gave control over these units to my AI. Hopefully he uses them well. We could use a port over here. The thing that I don't know is I don't know if I'd rather set up like a military complex over here and use that. I don't plan to expand from here. Even if this all becomes independent, right? Even if the UK and if France lose their lands around here, I don't expect it to be very problematic, nor is there anything really worth taking over. The only point of taking over any of this is the fact that there's a lot of population here that I could use to boost myself up, and there won't be much of any military here to protect any of it. So I could place some military production here, but it wouldn't be very necessary. An air force may not be necessary, because what I'm thinking is, do I want to go like make a little bit of sea production and a little bit of land production and have that be it? Or do I want to do land, air, and sea as if I'm starting something new? I mean, Belgian Congo would be more of a, well, yes, let's put land here kind of thing. I don't know. At the very least, I know we could definitely use a port up here. My treaty integrity is down to 68.4. The world hates me quite a bit more, but I've taken over Liberia. Next up will probably be Mexico, because I imagine I would take over Mexico before the Belgian Congo would become independent and I would get the rights to even attack them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build rail infrastructure. In Africa, I will build like exclusively rail infrastructure. So traveling around here becomes faster for my infantry and just a more pleasant experience overall. Let's treat this in an all roads lead to Monrovia kind of deal. Connect Buchanan up here. And then connect this down there. There you go. The whole country's villages will be connected by rail, spreading supply through a vast jungle. Luckily, he still hasn't noticed the fact that I've been militarizing the Philippines, and the Philippines is starting to get a variety of units out, including mounted infantry, which they seem to be favoring over their Marines, understandably. They're still building up their research centers. They've finished one of them, and with the money I've thrown at them, they're acting very self-sufficient, which is good. They will continue to slowly but surely expand, and as of right now with the military production I've given them, they'll definitely be able to defend themselves, assuming he doesn't invade, you know, before the 40s. And hilariously, they will still be in the top list of nations just of military production, but the bottom of the top list isn't very impressive. Germany has built, since I last checked, another land production, another air production, and another naval production, so they are still expanding. Looks like the UK has expanded as well a good bit, their military production, which is good. I won't point that out though, because I still hope to use the UK for that purpose. What is he building? He building any more military? Nope, just that research center. Just one research center, which is good. Because when I invade Mexico, I'll get 4 pre-built.
That's good for the Führer. He's gonna need it.
The good thing about staying out of Europe is that their wars will spark the global economy, and we will just both directly benefit from it.
Basically, yeah.
My military goods production has gone up because I'm still just buying off the market. I'll stop buying off the market now. I've already fucking skyrocketed the price anyway. And the UK is selling me a good amount as well, which is good. Very, very good. I'll keep buying that shit from you, UK. I am almost to the point of self-sufficiency in rubber, and if I built all the rubber I have access to now, I would be. I think the Belgian Congo will ensure my self-sufficiency in rubber, at least for a good long while. Looks like the Ethiopian military is expanding again. It's building elite guard. It's not building any pussy infantry or anything. It's building elite fucking guard. That's good. Those are actual good infantry, and if the war resumed, they could definitely take over some villages and do some damage with stuff like that. So that's very good to see, especially because I hope to make a friend, as I said, out of Ethiopia. Their civilians hate me. Most of the world's civilians will hate me because I'm a fucking warmonger, but I have enough money to make anyone truly like me. Let's be real. Ooh, we've unlocked a new scout car thing we can pick. Research, actually. But what about our current TH-3110? It can go further. I don't know if I want that scout car. Its range is kind of bleh. We are unlocking the capability to research new and improved air transport, and oh man, these are way better than my current air transport. I know I don't want the Skytrain. The C-75, I don't want that either. It's between the Skymaster, which has like twice the capacity as the Commando, but can't go as far, but also costs more to maintain and build, or the Commando, which can just go further while bringing less cargo capacity. The range of the Skymasters is so good anyway that I think I'll just go with them. I won't rule out the Commando, but I think I'll default to the Skymaster as of right now. Its whole capacity for transport is pretty good. I can fit 2 Ranger squads in there, and that's pretty nice. Here's what the total military casualties so far in the playthrough looks like. Ethiopia and Italy definitely went well for Italy, with Ethiopia having the most casualties in the world, both in losses and actual population casualties. His war with Siam went pretty well for him. He didn't lose any units, but he has currently the 3rd highest military casualties in the world. A small number, though. My wars went very well. I've killed 20, lost none, only 194 total casualties. Those Rangers tore things apart. I'm very proud of them. And these losses here were just because they were sailing through neutral territory, the UK and Greece. But funny, because it lost them things and got their total losses way above even mine.
So what is America's next plan now that she has reunited her people with Liberia?
I've just been going through research, really. I've been going through research and unit designs and picking out what my next units are going to be. I'm going to get rid of this Kingfisher. I don't want this.
Oh, no, not that much. No, I'll say it's a good thing I guess turning off that autosave worked, because we haven't had any desync anymore.
Yeah. I started noticing the last time we played that I had extra autosaves popping up, and I don't know why. And they were named differently, which I found weird, because I recognized that saving system. That saving system was the way that it works when it's saved to your hard drive rather than Steam Cloud. And I put it together after the second desync that you were probably auto-saving to your hard drive. And I thought, oh, maybe that's what's doing it. We're about to approach the autumn of 1938.
Yeah, just 1 month and 1 more year before the supposed War of Poland.
Oh yeah, and it will happen. It won't happen on the date. It can happen like within a few months range, but it will happen. The war in Europe shall be glorious. Before then, Albania will be invaded by Italy. Don't forget that. Italy will probably go crazy and invade France.
Probably.
Italy will historically invade Greece. The war with Ethiopia might resume. I have 3 more Rangers that have finished. I'm going to transport probably a lot of my Rangers over to where I have Liberia, and I still don't know how to handle military production over here. This is not big enough to justify its own military production, especially not its own naval production. Like, I could do it, yeah, but it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it. I guess I'll go ahead and I'll make a seaport over here, seeing as this is going to be a pretty important operating hub for me in this region. I'll place it down near Monrovia on the rail line. And that'll put a military complex, which will generate supplies. It'll put a seaport, which will generate supplies, and allow me to operate ships out of the area. I could do some naval production there if I want, land production, really whatever I want. I was going to put the seaport just on Monrovia, but the military complex will leave the option for me to use this as a military base, should I choose to. Speaking of, let's also repair everything that we got over here. Looks like our rail line has pretty much completely finished and unified all the villages out here. So the supply level is doing a bit better. The military complex and seaport will vastly improve the supply situation over here. This may just stay a little bit of an outpost without much of any production, just a barracks to store units and a seaport to land and base things out of. Belgian Congo, if I manage to take that, that will be a much bigger gain and definitely deserves its own land production, I think. Well, you know what? I say that, but necessarily not really. Like, not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily need that. Whew, it can barely fit anything on its coast at all. Barely even has a coast. It's pretty well defended due to the fact that it's surrounded by colonies anyway, so I don't have to militarize it too much if I don't want to, which is something that's good to keep in mind. Oh God, he's doing it. He's expanding militarily a lot. I'm watching him place things down. He's building 2 more land productions. That's going to get him up to 9. 2 aircraft productions and a naval production. Ooh, boy. He's going to pass Italy. He's going to pass... Looks like both him and Italy, have they made both a new land production? I don't even know. But he's going to pass Italy by a wide margin. He's going to end up having 8 air production, 10 land production, and navally he will have 5. So he's going to pass Germany. He might even pass the UK and end up with the second most production in the world. I see you're expanding your military production there.
A little bit, yeah.
That right there might end you up with like the second most production in the whole world, if not the most. It'd actually be really nice if he takes the military, the MilCap penalty away from me, but...
I think that in terms of land production puts me on par with Germany at 10.
Yep. I'm the only person that has more with 11. I just started out with this. I haven't built a new military facility since the start of this. Oh my god! Puerto Rico's actually building the military complex! Whoa! Wow, okay, looks like they might eventually build this stuff. Good job, Puerto Rico. Just for that, I'll give you another $1 billion. Just as a thank you for actually doing that. Because if you actually get your military production going, I will be so proud. I say I haven't built any more military production, and that's true on my own country. It's not true outside of my own country. I'm turning the Philippines into a self-defending colony that I can fund infinitely with my excessive amount of money. And not to mention, hopefully with time, Puerto Rico will end up making theirs. I think they probably did it because of the war. I feel like the war is why they did it. Hopefully they go for the land production as well. I don't know if they will go for the land production, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just tell them to make one, and then they will. Maybe not. Maybe I'll make another one, and then they'll make the one that I told them to make, and then they'll have too many, like more than I want them to have, and then I'll get upset, and things won't work out very well, and then who knows. I don't know, it's just Puerto Rico. I don't know why I'm stressing so much over Puerto Rico. Looks like he's not funding any of his colonies, which is good. His bigger ones are relying on debt to survive. His military's away, so he's clearly not planning on any invasions. His land productions have finished, which puts him at the number 3 already. Looks like Germany has built another land production. So they're actually tied with me now, but you now have the 3rd most military production in the world out of everybody.
Those bastards.
Let me see if they're making any more. Yeah, they're making another land production, so they're about to surpass me. I am not your mortal enemy anymore.
Damn you, Germany.
It is Germany you must worry about until they get surrounded by enemies.
And then they die.
And then they die. Or war stagnates.
And then says, hey, guess what? All this shit's mine now. Fuck off.
I've been waiting on my economy to recover before I expand my own military production. But my military's been growing steadily. I started out with like a little over 200, and now I have over 500 land military units. My Air Force has been slowly growing. My Navy hasn't grown very much. I feel like my Navy and my Air Force have mainly just been modernizing, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Keeps my costs lower, my military efficient. But my land military growing is good. It's more than, or about twice as large as it was at the start of the game. More than that, I think. And so we'll definitely be ready for Mexico. I'll tell you that much.
Me and Germany are tied for the race for the bomb. You're only slightly ahead, so...
I haven't even looked at that this whole time. Yeah, I see Germany's right behind me. It's not showing you currently. I haven't been rushing it, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care about it.
Oh, I know. I'm just researching as they come.
Yeah, same. I'm mainly researching things that interest me, but so I'm sure I'll get it eventually, but I'm not rushing it. Because I'm not going to get you to surrender by nuking you.
No, because I can nuke you right back, haha.
And even if you nuke me, like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't think either of us are gonna surrender unless we suffer a decisive defeat. We already know that nukes exist. We're not gonna be surprised by their destructive power, and it's not really a military advantage to wipe out a couple of your cities or anything. This is a strategy game. The lives don't actually matter that much. That's why I don't care as much about the nukes. It's not going to really change how the game works. Oh, I got Tank Tech 39 though. Woo! But there's no new tanks. Oh, but no, there's the M2 Medium, which I am researching. And then, oh, there is one that comes after. I lied. I just can't research it yet, and that's the M2A4 Lite. And I think the M2A4 Lite will end up being my best tank when I get it.
God damn, what the hell do I have to fucking research to get the freaking 0? Oh, my zeros, damn it.
Oh man, the zero. The early war menace. Oh, British, French, and German leaders have signed the Munich Agreement, which relegates the territory to German control and allows immediate occupation of the Sudetenland by German troops. Germany just ate the Sudetenland. Czechoslovakia is smaller. Now, we're going to see in a moment here, probably, another thing.
The rest of Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, they're going to eat the rest of it, but Poland's going to take a bite out of it too, and they're going to probably split the rest of Czechoslovakia into colonies. They're probably going to split the rest of it into two colonies, based on loyalty.
So they annexed by Poland.
I think Hungary might take a bite out of it too. They have loyal land in there anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh yeah, there's the thing. Worried that the German annexation of Sudetenland would spread beyond the area, Poland has forced Czechoslovakia to cede a border region and important railway junction to them. The international community has now labeled Poland as an accomplice of Nazi Germany.
They were in cahoots with them the whole time.
Oh no.
Oh no. Germany, what will you do?
I'll just say okay to that. We know Poland's gonna die anyway. Because USSR is historically scripted to attack too, and even if they held off against Germany somehow, the USSR will march in and change things. USSR hasn't been militarizing, which is realistic because, you know, real-life Stalin didn't see the war coming. It'll be interesting to see how the USSR reacts when Germany declares war on them. It would be interesting to see how war-ready Germany even is by then, with a war with Poland, with a war with France, and maybe even Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, maybe Norway. Down to 12.6 inflation. It's going down real nice. My unemployment is still in a labor shortage, but the overall situation is improving. The world's militarizing and I'm falling behind, so the sooner my economy gets under control, the sooner I can expand my own military production, and that would be fantastic. And I'm still just going to continue pumping out the one Ranger constantly, which is probably going to lower, I imagine, the amount of half-tracks he wants. I don't know. I don't know if he'll account for it or not. When I get my new tank, by the way, I'm getting rid of both the Panzer 35 and the M2A2. I may not do that when I get the medium. The medium maybe not, because its range isn't as good as the M2A2 light. Actually, I still might. Because it's better than the Panzer anyway. But when I get the new light tank, the M2A4, I will definitely replace everything I have by that point, without a doubt. I still have even started researching the South Dakota. I've had so many other researches that I've been having go first. But it's coming up, if nothing else important comes up anyway. When I get Mexico, that will surely help. I'd love to connect myself all the way down at the Panama Canal. I'd love to do that and then just annex the U.S. Canal Zone. I don't need to do that, but I can. Then I could, that would be a lot of wars to accomplish that though. But I could invade Colombia, even Brazil eventually. Although the infrastructure down here is terrible. There's a lot of resources to be had and some population, that's for sure. I will want to watch my warmongering and keep my treaty integrity at a semi-high point. Because I don't need to make just the ultimate country to win this. I can win this with allies as well. Ooh, labor shortage just improved to 3%. It's almost out of a labor shortage finally. Nice. I know Italy will invade Greece, so I'm afraid to befriend them. There's no point in befriending a lot of countries that are up here, honestly. There's some that could be involved with the allies. That would be handy. Like, I could start befriending the Netherlands and Belgium, but realistically, they're probably going to die. Denmark, too. Norway's probably going to die, so this isn't really going to do anything. Sweden probably isn't going to take a side. Finland's probably going to side with Germany, as they historically did. The Baltics are probably going to get annexed by the USSR, as they historically did. Poland's going to die. Czechoslovakia's going to die. Yugoslavia is probably going to die. For a while there, I forgot that Yugoslavia will also be invaded. Although that'll be after the invasion of Greece. He still hasn't made any allies, which is interesting. I wonder why that is. Ooh, he's making even more aircraft production. He's going really hard into air right now. That's interesting. Air is expensive. He must think that it's really going to benefit him somehow.